Okay, me again. This is a quick one. Maybe helpful if you own a business or are concerned with branding, which I always am, always talking about branding. And here it's maybe a little exercise, which I've used with clients in part. The question is this: why do you choose one restaurant over another? When you're going to go out and you say, you know something, we're going to go out and grab a bite. Why do you choose to go to one restaurant over another? And this is, provided that the factors, which is to say the pricing and the types of food, are generally in the same ballpark. And it's just to go out and grab a bite. It's not like some occasional place where it's like an anniversary or something. And I will argue that the reason you go is only partially determined by the food they serve. In fact, I think that, and in my experience, most people who choose one restaurant, say, over another, do so for reasons that have very little to do with the food. What they typically do, and this isn't the case that you've been to both restaurants before, is they choose by association, and the association has to do with how they feel. What feeling do they associate with that last visit? And, to be honest, this is applicable to just about any business. Because the reason you choose to do business with a particular business and buy a certain product or a certain service, that decision-making process, the methodology behind it, is more psychological than quantifiable. Which is to say, how do I feel when I think of place A or place B? It really is a good question, because honestly, the food is such a small part of the equation, just like the product or service is such a small part of the equation, because essentially, unless you are in a very, very small percentage of truly unique, non-parody areas in terms of what you offer people, the decision's going to come down to, how do I feel about going to that restaurant? How did I feel last time I went? Well, I had a good time. That's what you're going to think. Or you're going to think, well, I went there and the bathrooms were dirty, or the waiter was rude, or it was way too expensive for the food we got, and that is a factor. Something negative with the experience versus something positive with the experience. And I think that's an important thing to think of in terms of your business. And listen, your business could be plumbing, or it could be, selling shirts or whatever. Whatever your business is, the reason why people come to you, choose you, and most importantly decide to return and keep using you has everything to do with not what you sell, provided that it's within a reasonable set of what people are looking for. It has everything to do with how they feel about themselves and the experience and you. And I think that's important to remember, because if you're selling, I don't know, cars, well, something, you can buy a car anywhere. You can buy the same brand anywhere from like 5 different dealers within a 20-mile radius. So why did they choose one over the other? Because they trust you, because you're true to your word, because you're not looking to upsell them, because they don't make you wait 10 hours past your appointment time, because their waiting room is comfortable, because a lot of times, in fact almost always, it has to do with a human interaction. Maybe the service manager in the car example is just a nice guy. He's trying to accommodate you, and not only is he trying to accommodate you, but he's not gruff or blunt, but he's got a personality, and he's actually happy to talk to you about other things. So the takeaway is this, without going too long. How people feel about you is more important than the exact thing that you offer, stripped away at its very core. And that is the basis for a branding methodology that I call brandphilic, that happens to be a trademark methodology that I've created. And it is based on the idea that people do business with people they like. So the next time you're going to go and choose a restaurant, think about why you're doing it. And also, if you can do that, apply that to your own business or your own service and say, you know something? Why would somebody choose me over my competition? Anyway, I hope that's of value to somebody. Hopefully it helps somebody, as always. And let me know your thoughts. Gotta put my eyes back on the road now, so GoPro, stop recording.